got out of work a little early today, so I've actually had kind of a script right here. So I'm gonna just film a little video. So there's a lot of videos on people about, getting started with planning. So I thought I'd throw my hat in the arena. Gonna have a sip of my Coke Zero. So this is more to do with paper planners. Obviously, you can do everything digitally if you want. Most people do a combination of both. But here's what I have. What do you want? Why are you interested in getting started? And things might be a little different depending on whether or not you're a man or a woman, or where you want to use it, what you want to use it. So here are some of the things. If you want to keep track of deadlines, appointments, date-specific things. If you want to track your habits and your health, so maybe you write down stuff from your Apple Watch, or you just write down things manually. If you want to write down and track goals, daily to-dos, you just want to keep track of your shopping lists, budgets, purchases. You have multiple schedules to track, like your family. This is especially true with parents. Maybe you want to journal, maybe you want to record memories, maybe you want to track projects or track your time spent on various tasks and projects. Maybe you want to set up and maintain a cleaning or some kind of maintenance schedule. Maybe you want to just have a place to jot down ideas. Maybe you want to use it for travel, so put it down your packing list, your itineraries, flight information, whatever. Maybe you want to have a place to sketch or doodle, or maybe you want to do all of the above. So what I would suggest is go to Walmart, Target, the dollar store, wherever. Get yourself a notebook that you think will work. Don't worry about different planners. Don't worry about different layouts. Don't worry about dated versus undated, ISO sizing versus American size. Don't even worry about that. Just go grab a notebook. Now, if you are planning to draw and write, I would recommend something like this that has a grid or a dot grid, or you could just grab a sketchbook. If you're going to primarily write, or the dot grid ones are too pricey, just get a regular cheap notebook. Get whatever size you think is going to work. Do you want something that you could easily carry around? This is an A6. Got it at Walmart. Can fit in my pocket, and I'm pretty tiny. And then just start writing the stuff down, see how it does. Don't worry about things like the bullet journal method or this or that. Just write the date, and then just write down what you want to write down. Then at the end of the week, look at it. Then think to yourself, oh, would it be better to have, my entire week on a view? Is this notebook too small, too big? Go bigger or smaller. Just grab a cheap notebook and start using it. And then if you're like, oh, I'd like my week at a glance, then you can start drawing out different weeks. I'm going to show you because I didn't draw out anything, but this is the Hobonichi weeks layout. It's pretty popular. You just have the days of the week here, and then you have open grid space there. You could do it like that. You could just make columns however you want. There's a lot of videos on how to draw a weekly layout. Just play around. It's not that serious. With that, you'll get a feeling of what it is that you feel comfortable tracking what it is that you want to use and what kind of layout. And then that will help you when you see all of these planners and everything to say, oh, well, I don't know if I like that layout. Let me try this. If you want to try an actual planner layout, you might be able to, some companies might have little freebies, so you can try a freebie and use that. Now, my channel is Pets Planning and Powerlifting, so, and I am kind of an addict. I have this. This is just an empty, it's just a notebook that I got a couple years ago. I got my Jibun Techos. This is a FOMO. It's a monthly calendar that goes 2 years out. I actually have to update that. But you don't need all of that. But most planners come in either a weekly format or daily format. Some have both, like a Hobonichi Cousin, which I also have. Oh, and here's another FOMO planner, dashboard layout. I'll play with that. I got some work stuff to do. But here's my Hobonichi. So I've seen a lot of men carry around various A5 notebooks, and I'm not sure if I would recommend the Hobonichi Cousin for that, because there might be smearing and stuff with the paper. But there are plenty of notebooks. I mean, there's so many different kinds of notebooks. You could get a notebook with like pages that you could tear out. You could get, you know, that way if you don't like the way you're using it, you could just tear the papers out and get rid of it. Doesn't really matter. But then the idea of starting with a notebook, and I have planned in a notebook, is that you get an idea of what size works for you and the stuff that you're actually going to bother writing down. Because you can have a planner that like might have a blurb for stuff for you to write down, but if it's not something that you're really interested in, you're not going to write it down. It doesn't matter. So start with a notebook, and then after that, if you want to see your week at a glance and you do want some prompts, you could try something like this. I mean, this was less than $15. You can get basic weekly planners at Walmart for under $10. You don't have to start with the higher end products. You don't have to start with Happy Planner or Erin Condren or anything like that. A lot of people use the cheap stuff. It's, you know, just whatever works for you. And it's also okay if you want to do most stuff digital and then just do certain things analog. So maybe I have a friend who's a chef, and he might want to write down menu ideas or stuff like that and track that. But like day-to-day stuff might be digital. I don't know, like for sure, but you know, things like that. Other people might want something for work to track things work-related. But home stuff, they don't really need to track it, because like if there's a mess in the house, they'll just clean it, or you know, things like that. I kind of have like a lot of different things that I monitor, like work, home stuff, my volunteer stuff, and then my volunteer stuff is kind of like, you know, in 3 different categories, so I gotta do a better job with that. But that's why I do so many Techo Kaigi videos, because like, do I really need this? Maybe I need something like this. Mm. So I've been babbling on a while, but that's just it's just a thought that I've been having about if you want to start with planning, don't get caught up in the hype. It's so easy to do. Just start with a notebook. Write the stuff down that you want to track, and then you can go from there. And then there's a whole Pandora's box that you can open. You can get into the bullet journaling, you can get into decorative, you can get into minimalist. It doesn't, just whatever makes you happy. Or you can just say, I ain't wasting the paper, I'll put it all on my phone. That works too. Whatever gets you through the day. Personally, what I do to be a reasonably functional adult is I use my digital calendars. I use alarms in my phone because if my routine gets messed up at all, or if I have to be somewhere earlier or later, I will have an alarm in my phone to tell me where to go. So, and then I have it written down too. So that's me. But start with a notebook. Let me know how that works for you. Another good thing is that if you, I'm in search of something that I could record my workouts and everything. I would kind of like an all-in-one planner, but that would be kind of big, and I don't know if I really want to carry it around with me everywhere. So that's why I like what I have now, because it's portable. But and I'm actually looking at like decluttering that, like maybe getting rid of some planners for next year. But I would like either my own special little gym planner, or something where I could just have everything in my life on the page. So, but that's neither here or there, and I've been talking long enough. So have fun. Just start writing stuff down. Let me know how it goes. Bye, and keep lifting. I hear stuff about, oh, Hobonichi's gonna get rolling in August, so and these Hobonichi people, like, they could, some of their hauls make the Happy Planner people look reasonable, because you don't just buy a Hobonichi, you don't just buy the Hobonichi. No, they buy multiple Hobonichis, and then they buy like 15 covers, and then they have like pencil boards and this and that and the other thing. The boxes are huge. So keep training. You're going to need to do some deadlifts. You're going to need to do some presses, maybe some front presses. You're going to need to do like rows to pull those sticker books away from other people. So just keep training.